video talking about how Gen Alpha are already starting these very elaborate skincare routines at 8, 9, 10 years old. But what I haven't touched on is the fact that the only reason they would be doing this is because when they go online, all they see is millions of people from Gen Z being absolutely terrified to look a day over 20. And what really inspired me to make this video is when I saw this TikTok, because it just gave me whiplash. Having a quarter life crisis, realizing I'm turning 20 and rush ordering retinol, vitamin C serum, SPF and a dry brush so I'll look 19 forever. And the reason that's crazy for me to see is because I'm currently 19, turning 20 in March. And I am in no way, shape or form scared of looking older. I'm not. I also have no plans in starting an anti-aging routine because I don't want to look 19 forever. You're not supposed to. But it's not even just 19-year-olds who are already trying to start the reverse aging process. Because there was a 14-year-old Gen Z on TikTok who made a TikTok showing the world her anti-aging routine. And she said she had started this routine when she was 12 years old.
Here's some things that I do to slow down the aging process as a 14-year-old.
You do not need to slow down the anti-aging process. You're still growing up.
I started doing most of these things at 12. Number 1, I take 2 apple cider vinegar pills. I do this twice a day. Number 2, I use a retinol twice a day. And one of my favorite tips is I get my body lotion and put a little bit in that and then apply to my body as usual. It's actually so good for you. Next is I love Korean skincare and I do 2 face masks a day. I always use the leftover essence all over my body. I leave this face mask on for around 10 minutes. Never forget to do skincare on your neck because that's one of the main things that ages. Again, using the leftovers. Next, I would always recommend a sunscreen with usually an SPF above 50. I use 3 fingers worth before my makeup. It doesn't matter if I'm just going to school, I always do this. Next, I always have green tea in the morning. Green tea is great for slowing down the anti-aging process and it's super anti-inflammatory. And it also tastes super good. I always add a spoonful of raw honey to it because that's also an anti-inflammatory.
And it's sad to watch because when I was 12, 13, 14, I knew I was a kid. And I saw those products in my mum's bathroom. So I just assumed those products were only exclusively for older women because they are. Now I'm not saying that teenagers can't use sunscreen, okay? So don't even get me wrong on that. But as a 14-year-old, whenever you go for a drive, you put slices of pink paper on your windows to block UV rays coming in from the outside. You have to admit that is abnormal.
And the next thing I do, and probably the most crazy, is whenever I'm going on a long road trip, I always tape up a piece of construction paper. This blocks most of the UV rays. And last but not least, I always sleep with a satin pillowcase. Bye, hotties.
The pink sheets in the car are completely unnecessary when you're wearing SPF already. And I already know that I'm gonna have a couple people in the comment section going, there's nothing wrong with that. When a 14-year-old is terrified to look out of the window on a road trip because she's worried about getting lines on her face, that's a problem. I'm sorry, but it is. Something else that I've noticed too recently is the fact that there are more and more women of Gen Z who are going to go get baby botox because they've seen a singular crease on their foreheads and are now absolutely horrified about it. Look at how young this girl is. And she's getting an injection in her forehead to prevent wrinkles, as said so by the doctor. Oh, look at all these lines when you lift your eyebrows and get the obvious reaction that every single person on planet Earth gets when they lift their eyebrows. Ugh. Look at what happens when I frown. Do you think I give a damn about that? Nope. It just makes me wish I could grab these women by their shoulders, give them a good shake and say, guys, if you get Botox from an incredibly young age, it will make you look older in the long run. So really, you're not doing yourself any favors. And again, it's sad because, yeah, you may look younger now, but you can barely move your face. When you get Botox, You can't make facial expressions. And so there are women out there who are sacrificing the ability to express their emotions just so that they can keep looking 19. And not only are there also other 19-year-old girls in the comments of these videos saying that they also got Botox and they absolutely love it, but it's an expensive procedure. It's a draining procedure because they have to go back once every 6 to 12 months just to keep it up. Because what happens if you don't get your Botox touched up in 6 months? The wrinkles that were never even really there start to reform again, and God forbid that happens, right? There are girls who will go out for just a good night, and instead of actually having a good time, they're worried about smoothing out their forehead wrinkles so that they don't look 24, even though 24 is nowhere near old. Answer me this. How is it that Gen Z loves to say they're so body positive, but they're doing everything and anything they can to reverse aging? They're getting Botox. They're using anti-aging creams when they're 19 years old. How's that body positive? Like, I'm sorry, but Gen Z, we're hypocritical. You can't say that people should just be happy with the bodies that they're in and then do everything in your power to try and change the body that you're in. How is it that Gen Z and millennials love to preach about body positivity and then give their 5-year-old daughters a skincare routine? They start teaching them about the skincare products they need to be using. They start teaching their kids about what age they need to start using these skincare products. Oh, we're Gen Z and millennials. We're the most body positive people ever, but we're going to give our kids issues about their bodies for the future.
Huh?
Do you guys have brains? And this creator had the audacity to say, oh, it's never too young to learn healthy habits. It's never too young to start learning healthy habits. But that's more so about eating vegetables, eating fruit, having time outside. That's a healthy habit for a 5-year-old. If you introduce your 5-year-old to products this early in her life and tell her how to use them and tell her when to use them, she'll have a full elaborate skincare routine at 13 years old. That's the product of doing that, where they'll have pore tightening creams in their skincare routine. And there are people out there, more specifically businesses, who will take advantage of Gen Z's fear of aging and will turn it against the people who have a problem with it.
Put that down. For real.
Of course you're going to make a video like that. You're a skincare brand. Just like that doctor who said this girl wasn't too young to get Botox.
Alright, is she too young to get Botox? I don't think she's too young.
Of course you wouldn't think that, because she's giving you money. You're being paid. So why would you think it's a bad thing? I find it hilarious how this woman's like, you need to start doing skincare now to prevent invasive procedures in the future. Like, who said I was going to do that? You don't need to do that. Like, you're literally implying that if women don't do this, then they'll need to get these surgeries. What is wrong with you? It's no wonder you turn the damn comments off on that video, because you're dumb. But it's not even just affecting women, because there are men out there who are worried about their canthal tilt. Because having a negative canthal tilt is bad, and having a positive canthal tilt is good. Does anybody watching this video even know what a canthal tilt is? Nope. But apparently, there's a filter on TikTok that determines how attractive you are because of your canthal tilt.
So this filter determines whether you're attractive or not, and I'm going to tell you how to change the canthal tilt immediately.
We have young men out there who have started mewing to make their jawlines sharper. All right, I'm going to turn to the side here briefly so I can show you guys what mewing is. All right, I'm going to extend my chin forward. That's what mewing is. And apparently, if you do it frequently enough for extended periods of time, you will never struggle with a double chin. When in fact, no credible research proves mewing can permanently alter your jaw structure. We also have young men who are teaching other young men how to improve their maxilla. Just like the canthal tilt. Does anybody here know what a maxilla is? No? Have you just discovered what that is today now? Yes? Gen Z has such a wonderful talent of taking things about the body and the face that literally nobody cares about and that doesn't ever matter, and making you feel like you need to be self-conscious about it, and then makes you feel like it's something that needs to be fixed. It's something that needs to be changed. Again, Gen Z is all about body positivity, but they'll make you feel absolutely awful about yourself. They'll make you feel more insecure than a boomer will. What I find to be the most interesting about this is how Gen Z is so obsessed with the idea of being casual and real that it literally just comes full circle, and everything they're doing to be casual and real just becomes a performance. How can you say that you want to bring a casual Instagram back and then give people tips on how to make their Instagram look more casual, as if that doesn't just completely defeat the entire purpose of a casual Instagram, which is to be casual and post whatever you want. It's not staging something to make it look casual. And how can we say that we just want to be casual and real when we spend literally all of our money getting botox on our shoulders?
I know the influence, I know the impact, and I know the vibes. And the girlies love the vibes, and that's just what it's about.
And spending money on products to chew on to make our jaws look more defined and chiseled when it does none of those things and only really helps strengthen that muscle. Maybe. And also buying anti-wrinkle straws to prevent wrinkles from drinking water.
Girl, don't do it. It's not
Already did it. Already did it.
And what's crazy is that this isn't doing anything for Gen Z but making us look older, because there are millions of people across the world right now who are asking the exact same question over and over again. Why does Gen Z look so much older than millennials do? And it's because millennials, when they were teenagers, our age in the 90s, do you think they were getting baby Botox? Do you think they were starting to apply retinol at 12 years old? Do you think they were buying themselves anti-aging products? They were doing none of those things. While on the other hand, Gen Z can't even enjoy being young while we're still young because we're too worried about being old when we don't have any reason to be worried about being old when we're nowhere near being old. I have just one message for Gen Z before I end this video. There is nothing wrong with looking your age. Period. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Mwah! I love you all so much, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.